We live in an age in which we're blessed with technology. It's helped us in the sciences, in medicine, and so many other areas. One area which has been fantastic is the area of communication. I don't know if you recall traveling before we had all these amazing tools and you'd have to try and communicate to someone in a foreign country who doesn't speak your language. It's quite funny because a lot of people think if you speak English a bit slower, that the person who doesn't speak English will understand you better. But now we have these tools. You can use apps which you can talk into the app in your language and it can translate any language you want. It's fantastic. And I'm thinking about this because we have an incident in the parasha this week, the parasha of Noach, where we know that after the whole incident of the flood and Noach, we have the incident of the Dor HaFlaga, this community which started to build this tower to rebel against God. And we are told that the generations beforehand, people all spoke the same language. They were unified. Sadly, this unification went in the wrong direction. They started to try and rebel against God, to build a tower, to fight against God. And God sees us and we are told that He punishes them by confusing their language. I'd like to suggest perhaps God wasn't necessarily punishing them. He was saying this is going to be the inevitable result when you use the strength of people for negativity. And it did unfortunately cause a wedge between people. People started to not understand each other. It says there was chaos in the tower. You asked for a hammer and the person threw you a brick and vice versa. So it caused lots of disruption. Sadly, ever since, I think there's been these times in society where there is this wedge between people. You know, we're seeing it today, look in America with the politics. You know, people are so divided. There's so much animosity and anger that it's almost like we're living up to God's expectation and saying, you know what? If you're not driven to try and help society, to try and make society better, it's going to cause this division. And so perhaps we have a responsibility now, as it's Parashat Noach again, to rethink things and to say, you know what? We need to start speaking the same language again. And it might not mean that we actually understand each other's language in the real sense of it, but morally and motivationally, we all want to try and be united once again to try and cause goodness in the world. Can you imagine if we all got together for positivity, to solve hunger, to solve diseases? Instead of fighting and trying to see how different we are, let's try and be unified again. But this time, instead of building a tower against God, let's try and bring God, let's try and bring goodness into our lives. So yes, I might not speak French or Japanese, but we can all speak the same language. We can all speak the same language of kindness, of goodness. Let's not squander the opportunity again. Let's stop being divided. Let's see rather what connects us. And what connects us is kindness and helping each other and being there for one another. Hopefully we can do that and bring peace into the world. And of course, that will usher in the era of Mashiach, may it be soon. Have a wonderful Shabbos and a great weekend ahead.